Page 7, Wild Honeysuckle Rag. A ragtime piece. There's not a lot to point out here. If you can get the rhythms, your 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're fine. I mean, that first line with all those ugly looking eighth notes, both hands are actually playing the same notes an octave apart. The right hand is up here, and those notes in the left hand are actually same notes, just an octave lower. So just watch the fingering, you'll be fine. Watch the staccato and the legato because it's important in this piece. The right hand is usually legato, although they've got staccatos mixed in. See? While the left hand mostly is staccato. I'll make a couple suggestions on that, but we'll get there. Other than that, just watch the fingering on page 8 in the first line in the right hand. Third measure, that is a 1 2 1 there. I'm just pointing it out. Now, I tend to do a 2 on the C and then do a 3 on the next C. It's up to you. But you'll get it. Just watch it. Now, second line, last measure. Right hand, this is on page 8. Watch the fingering. 1 2 1 3, then 1 2 1 4, 1 2 1 5. Again, third line, last measure. 1 2 1 3, then 1 2 1 5. But when you get to the top of page 9, it's not that way. On the first measure is 3. And now on the next one, they're saying 1 2 1. I think it would be better, because you're already in this position, to go ahead and on the second measure do a 3 2 and then a 1. That puts you in. You don't have to move. If you can do that, that's fine. But I think it's easier to go 3 2 1. So the first 2 measures in the right hand on page 9, it's this way. And then you're in position. Second line, you're here. Watch the fingering. 3 3. You're just starting each one with third finger, and that's kind of fun. And that's about it for the right hand. But not a lot to it once you get the rhythm. As I said, in the left hand, it's mostly staccato. On page 7, third line down, they want you to do a thumb on the F and the G. You see that there? It's up to you. I mean, if you can do a 2 1 on the F and the G, you can do that too. But if you do that, because it's staccato, it's up to you really what you want to do. However, take a look at top page 8. First 2 measures, the first line is fine. But on the third and fourth measure, I suggest the first beat and the third beat, I suggest you play those more of a long staccato or a disconnected. So you're hanging on to them. It helps to bring them out, and it helps to bring out that line. It just, to me, it just sounds better. But it's tricky, so if it's bothering you, then play it the way it's written. It's fine. By the way, watch out on the last measure, the first line on page 8. You're starting out here. It's a C natural, but then whenever you get in the right hand, you got a C sharp coming in, which means a C sharp in the left hand. Even if they didn't put in that sharp sign in the left hand, it would still be a C sharp. Although a piano player would question it, because we expect to see a sharp sign there. Anyway, a little bit of trickiness, right? I mean, it happens various places, but it's like right at the beginning on page 7. In the last measure, in the left hand, you're here, and then you're coming up. And then in the next line, it's a 2, and then a 2 1. So you have to make that move. Staccato, so you can get away with it. So go ahead and do it there. There's other fingerings we can try, but it just makes other things more difficult, so just do it this way. Now try and get to where you can do it without looking. Can you go from here to here without looking? Eventually you have to look at first to get it, but then once you've done it a few times, can you get to where you can do it without looking? Would be helpful. Otherwise, you've got to memorize those notes in the first measure of the second line in the right hand, so you can look down at the keyboard to get that movement there. So just memorize that much, and that should give you time to look down and then look back at the music without messing up the rhythm. So you do the dynamics. Let's try this out really slow. It says happily, but not too fast. I'm not sure what that is. Just, I guess, don't take it real fast, but enjoy it. Make it sound like you're having fun. So I'll give us 4 counts, and let's try this. The eighth notes now are played evenly. This is ragtime. So right hand here, the only pedaling is at the end. I'm not going to show it. You can do that pedaling, I'm sure. Now I'm going to do page 7. I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to count us in again. Then I'm going to do pages 8 and 9. However, look at page 9 on the second line at the end. It has a DS out coda. The sign is back on page 7. And the sign to go to the coda is on page 8, second line between the first and second measures. So it's like you'll play the first measure, the second line, and then immediately jump over to the coda on page 9. But when we play it together, I'm not going to be going back and forth. I'm just going to play them straight through one time. So it's going to sound weird when I go on page 9 from the second line here straight onto the coda. You wouldn't play it that way, but for our purposes, we're going to play it that way. Now for the page turn, if you're performing this and you got to do a page turn, it's not a lot you can do here because both hands are busy at the page turn. So you're pretty much going to leave out some of the left hand because you've got to have the melody. You can't leave that out. So what I suggest you do is maybe leave out the last 2 notes in the left hand at the bottom of page 7. Just leave them out. And then while you're hanging on to that note in the right hand, take the left hand and very quickly turn the page. You don't have much time. If that isn't enough time for you, you'll have to leave out more notes in the left hand. We just don't want to leave out any more than we have to make that turn. Now when you're on page 9 and you need to turn back, that's a little easier because the right hand has a rest. So as you're playing, when you lift up on the right hand there at the end of the second line on page 9, you can reach up with the right hand and turn the page back real quick. So you're ready to go on. Good luck with all that. We practice page turns, so you may have to practice those page turns to get them. So here we go. Right hand here. Left hand. Watch the fingering in the left hand. And the foot's on the pedal, ready to go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Turn the page, put your hands where they go, foot's on the pedal, here we go. 4 counts. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. 4. 3, 4. Go ahead to the coda. Rest off. Now just to give you an idea of what I think it is, I won't play it all, but just an idea what I think it might be, it would be like this.